you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and welcome to my house. Baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go. Welcome to my house. Play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Morning comes and you know what you want to stay.
Ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary pals alike, welcome to DCA Wildcats. This is episode 232 as we are on the road, not just to Shattered Midnight, but to Gateway to Heaven as well. This is D-Wall here with you on commentary once again, and we have an amazing show planned for you. 2 more Gateway to Heaven qualifiers going down here tonight, including one that's coming up in just a matter of moments. It's a very interesting one at that. But also tonight, more qualifiers to decide who's going to be in the tag team 4-way on the next episode of Wildcats, and our main event, Suzumi and Manami one-on-one, as we get set for that huge tag team match if Yuki Marie accepts, which we have heard that Yuki Marie will be here, is supposed to be here sometime tonight to give an answer to that challenge. But right now, as you see, Jessica Richardson, yes, Jessica Richardson is back in DCA, as we announced earlier on our social media sites. Jessica Richardson is back in DCA, and she's in this match, a Gateway to Heaven qualifier. But she's also going up against someone who's making her return to the Destiny Championship Alliance in a qualifying match. So, we're going to see how this match goes down. It's been a while since Jessica's been back in DCA. She recently showed up in UWL and made a great accounting of herself there, but tonight she looks to qualify for the Gateway to Heaven ladder match. But to do so, she's got to go through someone who has a mission of her own and a reason to get in the Gateway to Heaven as well. And she's coming out right now in just a matter of moments. And these fans are ready.
Mommy, what is that?
That, my little squirrel, is your future.
I hear it echoing of every place that we call our home. And I don't talk of any time I ever believed in the
She's back, folks. Faith Connors is back. We have not seen Faith since Wildcats' first light, when she was taken out and lost the Wildcats championship to Eve Heron. But now Faith is making her return, and she is getting set to be in this Gateway to Heaven qualifying match. Of course, Faith Connors won the Wildcats championship last season, but lost it at Wildcats first light, as I stated, to Eve Heron in one of the most violent matches in DCA history, when she was powerbombed, black and gold powerbombed off the stage. There's a cover by Faith. Only a 1 count. Jessica now stacking her up. 1. Oh, no, only a 1 count. And she had been radio silent ever since. But I think Faith is 100% now. And she is looking to win this match and potentially go into the Gateway to Heaven ladder match. Of course, she's been in that ladder match a number of times before. Look out, big face buster. And now look at this, Jessica takes her down into the cover. 1, 2, no. And now Jessica's got Faith in the corner. And now look at this. Nice suplex by Jessica. Like I said, it's been a few years since Jessica Lewis has been in the ring. But she doesn't seem to have any ring rust. We just saw her husband, Calvin Richardson, on takedown. There's a cover. 1, 2, no. We saw her husband, Jessica Lewis's husband, Calvin Richardson, on takedown, competing for the Pure Championship number 1 contendership. Here's another cover off the Impaler DDT. 2. But now Jessica's looking to get championship gold of her own. Something she has held in the past. She is a former Fever champion. But Jessica, even though she's a day 1 Wildcat, has never been Wildcats champion. And the fact is, winning this match is probably her only ticket to getting an opportunity for that. As now, look at that. Into the pin, only a 2 count. And now look at this. Going for another suplex here. But again, Jessica gets out of it. And now look at this. Big suplex. 1, 2, no. And of course, a few years ago, Faith Connors ended up in the main event of Revelations, or at least the Wildcats main event, when Nillen won the Gateway to Heaven ladder match, but gave her shot to Faith because Faith felt like she had earned the shot. Faith Connors, of course, last season was in the ladder match, but Destiny Williams won, and the reason Faith was in the main event that year for the Wildcats title was because she beat Destiny after Destiny gave her the option, gave her an option to get the case by beating her. Of course, Faith ended up doing so. Destiny already had a championship match in her back pocket that she ended up using, and that's how it became a triple threat. And we all know how that ended. As I stated before, big code breaker by Jessica. Cover, 1, 2, no. And it's now Jessica. Look at this. Rolling the dice. Lucky 7. We haven't seen that in a while. Cover, 2, no. And you know Jessica's going to be looking for that 39th Street Slam that she's won many matches with in her career. But Faith isn't going to be deterred here. Like I said, she wants to be in that ladder match. Because for many women on this roster, that is probably their last shot at getting a chance at the Wildcats title. It's now crossbody. Cover. There's 2 and no. And I think a lot of people understand the importance of this ladder match. We've already seen a few qualifiers both on Wildcats and Takedown. Of course, on the last episode, we saw 2 qualifying matches. Annie Cortez advanced to the ladder match with her win over Sin under controversial circumstances when Danny Gibbons got involved. It's now, what is Jessica doing here? Look at this. Oh no! Faith was able to move out of the way. And Faith, from behind, flapjacked her. But yeah, Annie Cortez ended up winning her qualifying match on the last episode of Wildcats with a controversial win over Sin. And then Shelly Oliver advanced by beating Lauren Richfield. So we already know 2 women that are advancing so far. We're going to have 3 qualifying matches. I misspoke earlier. There's not just 2, there's 3 qualifying matches tonight. 1 qualifying match on the next Wildcats, and then 1 more at Shattered Midnight. And I can tell you, just exclusive news here, Shazine and Lucinda have that you notice that there's only 7 qualifying matches where there's 8 women in the ladder match. There is going to be an 8th spot in that Gateway to Heaven ladder match. It's now Jessica's up top. Frog splash. Cover. 1, 2, no. There will be an 8th spot in that ladder match. Now, unlike the men's match, in the men's match there will be a last chance qualifier that will determine that 8th spot. Before that 8th spot, we know that at Shattered Midnight there will be an announcement made about who will fill that 8th spot. And I can tell you there has been negotiations over the last few weeks about the person who's taken this 8th spot, so that way there is no controversy surrounding it. I left it all. Lucinda and Shazine took it up with me. I okayed it. Malik okayed it. All parties involved okayed it. We just need to sign the paperwork and get it done and out the door. As now Jessica, look at this, drops her. I thought she was going for the 39th Street Slam, but I guess not. Usually she does that gory face buster, but that's not what we saw there. Oh wait, this might be it. This might be it. A new version of it. And now Jessica, lucky 7 again. And this might be the beginning of the end. Here we go. No. Faith able to counter it. I thought she was going for it. Oh my God. Oh, and Jessica's back up. But wait. Gridlink out of nowhere. I don't think Jessica knew that was coming. And now Faith with Mirror's Edge. 1, 2, 3. And Faith Connors, just like that, is moving on to the Gateway to Heaven ladder match. Jessica was going for the 39th Street Slam, but was fought out of it. And then the whiplash on that John Woo drop kick. Jessica popped back up just out of sheer adrenaline alone, but then the grid link, and then right here, Mirror's Edge. 1, 2, and 3. And Faith Connors now will move on as the third woman in the Gateway to Heaven ladder match. Will Faith once again challenge for the Wildcats championship at Revelations? We will wait and see.
Come in.
Never thought I'd hear those words coming from you.
It is official at Shattered Midnight. It will be Celeste Amira and Megan Van Horn one-on-one for the Goddess Championship. And it's very clear Megan Van Horn is fully intent on leaving that ring with that championship belt. But Celeste Amira, that's a championship that she created. And if out of all the championships here in this company, Celeste wants that belt back. More than the Wildcats title even. Celeste wants to be Goddess Champion officially. Because remember, when she created that championship, it was not an official title yet. It only became official title after she lost it when Danny Gibbons beat her in her very first quote-unquote title defense. Danny Gibbons beat her for that. And after that, that's when the belt became official, soon afterward. So Celeste has never officially been the Goddess Champion before. And that has eaten her up for years now. But now, we're getting into a huge match here. Another qualifier for Gateway to Heaven. Danny Rojas, former Diamonds Champion, is going to take on former Rising Star and DCA Tag Champion Kiva Andrews. And Danny Rojas has a lot to think about, because on the next episode of Wildcats, it will go down. The challenge was made and the challenge was accepted. Ariane Sophie Jones-Woods will be challenged by Danny Rojas for the Diamonds title. It will be their third and possibly final encounter. That is on the next episode. But what a momentum deflator it would be if she lost to this woman right here. A woman who also needs a bounce back after a number of losses. One to Carmen Cortez and one to Andy Cortez. Kiva Andrews, if she can win this match and get into the Gateway to Heaven, I consider both of these women to be dark horses if they get in that ladder match. Kiva Andrews, as I've said in the past, she's been on the door of main event status here in this company ever since she debuted, but she has not quite gotten there. She's not quite seen those heights yet. And I've always said she's just one win away from breaking out and being in the main event. This could be her night to get there. This could be her opportunity. But to do that, she's got to go through someone just as tough, just as dangerous as she is, and that is Danny Rojas. This is going to be a fight for sure. And only one woman is going to move on to the ladder match. Here we go. Two of the most dangerous women on the roster going toe to toe. And you have to think, for the other women in this ladder match that have been confirmed so far, I don't think they want to step in the ring with either of these women, especially with ladders all over the place. And now covered by Danny. I mean, the ladder match is already a dangerous field. We've seen how dangerous the ladder matches have been in the past. But now we have to understand the importance of this one, especially for the 10th Revelations event. Cover. One. No. I mean, 10 Revelations, you know you want to be on that card. Everyone is going to want to be on that card. So, these two women are going to fight like hell for it. And now the backbreaker by Kiva. Into the cover. One. No. Like I said, Kiva Andrews ended up losing to Carmen Cortez at Redemption, and then the very next Wildcats ended up losing, or the Wildcats, the two at Wildcats afterward, I should say, lost to Annie Cortez. Annie already qualified for the ladder match. So you have to wonder if Kiva can do the same thing, but you also have Dani Rojas, a former Diamonds champion in her own right, a woman who debuted in this company at the behest of Michiko Melandro, which we have not seen since War Games at Revelations last season. Dani ended up winning the Diamonds Championship and then lost it at the anniversary show to Ariane. Cover 1, 2, no. And now Kiva with the shots, taking her down, or trying to anyway. And now look at this. Just clubbing her. And then big right hand. And look at this, the strength of Kiva Andrews. You may not be able to tell it, but Kiva is a strong, strong woman. Look at this, just drops Dani down. And it's rare that Dani's woman handled like this, but this is what's going down. 1, 2, no. And drops her head down to the mat. Again, it's rare to see Dani Rojas get dominated like this, but that is exactly what we're seeing. Dani's got to get back in the game here. And you know Ariana's got to be watching this somewhere, because she's got a lot on her plate too. Because the winner of this match is going to face Trinity at some point in the future with that Diamonds Championship on the line. Remember, Trinity still has a championship match in her back pocket. She already made her intentions clear that she's coming after the champion, but I don't think either woman expected Dani to come back and basically say she wanted a rematch. Now, with the rules of the Diamonds Championship, there are no, and with all championships in DCA, there are no rematch clauses for former champions. And with the Diamonds title, like the Rising Star title before it, there's a guillotine leg drop. Cover 1, 2, no. With the Rising Star title before it, the Diamonds title, once you lose that title, you can't challenge for it again unless the championship match is given to you. You can't just, challenge for it. You can't win a contendership match to challenge for it. It's a champion's discretion, and that's how it's always been. Cover 2, no. Because we've had Rising Star title contendership Rising Star title rematches in the past before it became the Diamonds title, and the only reason those rematches happened were because of controversial circumstances that the GMs deemed were worthy of a rematch, or because the champion themselves gave the rematch, not because the challenger earned one or was, it was an automatic contracted rematch. So Dani, in this case, challenged Ariane, and Ariane could have said no, but she didn't, because she's a fighting champion. So next episode, that match will take place, whether Dani wins this match or not. And speaking of which, she might be winning it right here, and she's going for this spinning Black Tiger Bomb. Cover 1, 2, and no. Like I said, Danny has been on an unprecedented losing streak as of late. But I think both of these women have been on that same slump, and they need to do something to get out of it. And now Samoa drop. Cover. 1, 2, no. They need to do something to get out of the slump that they've been in as of late. And I don't think either woman really knows what that looks like. I mean, for Danny, it could be getting the Diamonds title back, but for Kiva, it could be winning this match. I mean, for both women, it should be winning this match. As now the most overused move in virtual wrestling got countered, as Danny threw Kiva off the top turnbuckle, and now Danny hooking her up for maybe a suplex or perhaps a brainbuster, but no, chop block from behind. And now look at this. Kiva face planted her. Cover. 1, 2, no. Kiva Andrews still trying to do anything she can to beat Danny, but Danny will not go away, and that's something that Kiva should have already figured out by now. There's a crucifix pin. 1, 2, no. And big knee to the face. Kiva up top. No. Danny up top, missing the elbow. And now, look at this. Pump handle, power slam. Cover, 2, no. And you can see the frustration building in Kiva. She wants to win this match. And a big spine buster by Danny. I'm talking a big double A style spine buster. 2, no. That had some emphasis on it as well. Danny Rojas wanted to plant Kiva into the mat and did just that. And now Danny just slapping her. I don't know if that's a smart idea against someone like Kiva Andrews, but she's doing her best here. I got to give her credit. And now Kiva clothesline and maintains wrist control. A second clothesline. Picks her up. And a third clothesline. And now Kiva going for something, gets a drop toe hold instead from Danny. And now Danny hooks her up. Nice suplex. Kick to the midsection. What's she thinking here? Another suplex? Those suplexes have been highly effective all match, but not there. Another chop block. And you have to wonder if Danny's legs are compromised now, because she's been getting chop blocked a lot for in this match. And now look at this. Big knee. Driving her down. And now Danny's got Kiva on the ropes, literally and figuratively. And this is where Danny's effective. Just ground and pound, just like Kiva. Honestly, both of these women are so alike. And now going for something here, but Kiva caught her and power slams her down. And now going back to what brought her to the dance. Just right hands and clubbing blows. And now Danny coming back. Kick to the midsection. Is she going for that? Yes, she is. Black Tiger Bomb got it. But can Danny put her away? If she hits that cradle DDT, Danny's moving on to the ladder match. No question about it. And now look at this. Going to try and make her humble with a camel clutch. But Kiva, the one thing she does not do is humble. Drop toe hold. Again, that's been very effective, but Jesus! Flapjack by Kiva, and then kicks her in the corner. And Kiva staying on the move. Big splash in the corner. This has been, in my opinion, okay, oh, wait a minute. Big frog splash. Cover. 1, 2, no. This has been the best Kiva has looked since she's come back, in my opinion. I don't think I've seen Kiva look better. And now, La Magistral Cradle. 1, 2, no. Big chop. The Eddie Mack Memorial chops here on Wildcats, but no. Right hand by Danny. Danny gets a big jawbreaker. Now, no. Danny with the elbow right to the top of the head and another knee. And out of the ring goes Kiva. And now Danny's stalking her. And sends her back inside the ring. She could win by count out, but she doesn't want that. She wants a definitive win in the ring. And now Kiva back up to her feet. And out of the way of the drop kick. And now Kiva's going to try and wear Danny down, but Danny's going to look to do the exact same thing. Like I said, both of these women so similar. Kiva sizing Danny up now. Irish whip. And belly to belly. No. Right hand's fighting out of it. And went for the knee again. Countered. Or moved out of the way in a forearm. And another one. Irish whip into the corner and sets her on top. And now, oh, look at this. Once again, the strength coming into play. Drops her. That is scary and obscene strength from Kiva Andrews. And went for the boot. Nobody home. Danny from behind. No. Kiva from behind with the chops. Leg style. Oh, went for the discus. Nobody there. Speaking of discus, no. Went for Rebel Yell. Nobody there. Danny with the kick. Countered. Spun her around. And there it is. Rebel Yell out of nowhere. 1, 2. Kiva's going the gateway to heaven. Just like that. That Rebel Yell comes out of absolutely nowhere. You can't prepare for it. Watch this. She was prepared the first time, but then she caught the kick and then spun her around, disorient her, and then smacked her right in the jaw with Rebel Yell. And Kiva Andrews is the 4th woman to enter the Gateway to Heaven ladder match. and Kiva Andrews. Like I said before, both of these women, I considered it, but Kiva Andrews has got to be considered a dark horse favorite going into that match. Just with how determined she is to get back or to get to the main event level. Well, that's a big challenge made, and a big challenge is going to probably be accepted. Nova Kane and Ovana Morgan at Shattered Midnight. That's going to be, I mean, that has a lot of personal animosity in it, obviously. But right now we're getting into this match. Akari Star on the left, Crystal on the right. The Carnival are back in town, and they are going to look to go to the four-way match on the next episode of Wildcats to determine the number one contenders for the Wildcats tag team titles. But to do that, they have to go through Ryuki Sujo, the team of Oseko and Akiko Nakano. And Akiko, by the way, who should by now be recovered from that hellacious match at Death and Defiance when she faced Akira Yukimura, or I should say Boss Pogo faced Akira Yukimura. But nonetheless, it's back to the original mission for Akiko. There she is. Akiko Nakano. She came back. She came back in this, her and Oseko's both, I guess you can say retirement tours. They wanted to do the tag team thing one more time. They wanted to get the band back together one last time before they both retired. Of course, Oseko said that her retirement was going to be at the end of the year. Well, the end of the year is a month away. But I'm pretty sure she's, if I know Oseko like I know her, I think she's going to stick around a little bit longer than just a month. That's just my hint. And here comes Akiko's tag team partner, And a woman who I must continue to point out, if I haven't done so already, Osako still has a guaranteed championship match in her back pocket. Because remember, she won the last lap Holiday Havoc Rumble, which earned her a future championship match. We still don't know what title she wants to go for. We don't know when she wants that shot, but Osako does have that championship match. Because she said she wants to win a world title. More specifically, she wants to win the Wildcats title before her career is over. And she came within an eyelash of winning that title back at Cyber Chase, but was ultimately defeated by Eve Heron when Eve retained the title. So right now we're going to see how this shakes out. Akiko and Crystal kicking it off. There's a stunner already. And don't discount the Carnival. They are friends with Bad Amy. And you know, if you're friends with Bad Amy, you know what to expect. But Akiko is not in a good mood. I don't know when she's ever in a good mood, but I know for a fact she's not in a good mood now because of what happened at Death and Defiance. She may have a little bit more respect for Akira now than she did before the match happened, but that doesn't change the fact that you know for a fact she wanted to win that match. But I think her point was proven. Her lesson was taught, if you will. And yet Osako, on the other side of that, we have not really heard much of anything from Osako about this whole Akira situation. And that's the strangest thing to me, because usually Osako would be the one that has offered her 2 cents, her advice to her. But we've not seen that. And that's been the strangest part of this whole thing. Oh, big splash by Osako. Big moonsault. Cover. Only a 1 count. And now Crystal, finally getting in control. And a big knee to the face. And now Osako's in trouble. Into the Carnival's corner. Like I said, don't take them lightly. They are a very dangerous team. And I think Osako and Akiko understand that and know that. They got to keep their heads on a swivel right now. And now, head into the turnbuckle. Crystal trying to fight back, but Osako. These are 2 veterans that the Carnival are fighting right now. So, they have the experience advantage. Osako, moonsault again to the back. And now again, this is smart tag team work, keeping Crystal isolated. But Crystal's going to keep fighting back. She's not going to be taken lightly. There's an exploder suplex. And now the double team, but Crystal's not affected by it at all. And now right to the arm. Look at this right here. The replay here. Exploder suplex into the corner, which gave the advantage back. And Kiko tried to take a cheap shot, but Crystal was not having any of it. And began to work on the arm. And this might be the opening that the Carnival needs to get back in this match. And went for a suplex, no. Oseko countered into a bulldog. Of course, Bad Amy, the current Queens of Wrestling Solo Star Champion, will be defending that title at Prestige 8 against Beryl Bedlam in what should be a hard-hitting match. And now Akari has got Oseko in the corner. Just wearing her out. And now in the corner again. But Oseko coming back. And she's got to. And that makes the tag to Akiko. And Akiko trying to run in and maintain the momentum that her team has. Nice suplex. And Akari has not been in this match yet. And I don't think that's going to change. But now Crystal trying to take a cheap shot, and that might be the distraction she needed. But Akiko again, just coming back, and another stunner. Into the cover, but Akari kicks her right in the face to break it up. And I don't think that's going to make Akiko very happy. Uh-oh. Akari swinging net breaker. And now shot right to the arm. And now Akari's finally in the ring, getting her first action, and you know she's got to be pent up. And big heel kick. And Akari Star showing her frustrations at the fact that she hasn't gotten in this match yet. It has been all Carnival since she got in. And now look at this. Big spine buster. And now up top. Look at this. Double rotation moonsault. Maybe call that a Ferris wheel moonsault. And now going after Oseko and taking her out. But she's not keeping her eye on the legal woman, and that might cost her. Akiko now drops, two leapfrogs. And a wheel kick, but Akari stays on her feet. Again, that's that training from Bad Amy that I'm talking about. She can take punishment and dish it out just as much. There's a head scissors. And Akari has been the game changer that the Carnival needed at the right time. Look at this. Arm drag. Cover. One. Only a one count. And drop kick right to the knee. Tag into Crystal. But look at this. Akiko with a net breaker. And now Oseko tag back in. And drops her down. And now Oseko with a Shining Wizard. And Oseko now through the legs and head scissors. And Oseko in control, but now Akari's back in. Irish whip into the ropes, dug down, leapfrog, and a heel kick for Oseko. And now Akiko tagged in. This match was dominated by Ryuki Sojo for a moment, but then once Akari got in the match, the whole complexion of it changed. And I think Akiko understands that, and that's why she's going at it. She's not wasting any time. Right to the leg now with a Indian deathlock. And now, what's this? Is Akiko looking to finish it? Stunner, no! Countered into a power slam. And now in the cover, one, no. I think the referee was a little slow to the count there. That could have been at least a 2, if not a 3, if that wasn't the case. And now off the ropes, and double hip toss, and a kick to the chest. And now Crystal gonna take her shots. And now up top, what's going down here? Big frog splash. And like I said, the Carnival is in command of this match now. And now working on the arm. And now choking her in the corner. And now again, another choke in the corner. And I wouldn't put it past Akiko to do the same thing. And Akiko now tags in Oseko, but gets kicked in the face right away. Crystal now swinging neck breaker. And now in the corner. Of course, remember, we still have our main event coming up. Manami of the Lotus Collective takes on Suzumi, making her DCA in-ring return. And there will be no other members of the opposing team at ringside. They are not allowed at ringside. So no Lotus Collective, no Miyako or Yuki Marie or Morgan Raincroft. And now Akiko going into her hardcore bag, if you will. Or at least trying to anyway. Big kick to the face. I don't think Oseko would like that too much. But then again, Oseko's never... I think Oseko can admit she's never been able to control what Akiko does or says. She is her own woman in every sense of the word. And now just kicking away at Crystal. And missing the moonsault. And a big suplex. It's the referee trying to take that turnbuckle pad off. There's the K&S, but Akari right there to break it up. That could have been a 3 count. but Akari made sure that didn't go down. And now Crystal, Irish Whips Oseko into the corner. This has been a hell of a tag team match. And remember, the winner of this match will move on to the next episode, 4-way title contendership match. We already know the Bombshell Club have advanced, and we know Sakura and Reiko have advanced. One of these teams will join them, and we're going to have another match after this one to decide the fourth and final team in that match. It's either going to be American Obsession or the Hated Gates. And now, big Dragon Suplex. That might be it. She dropped her right on the back of her neck. Akiko's dealing with Akari, and that's it. That was a smart thing for Akiko to go and neutralize Akari on the other side of the ring. The camera didn't catch that. Look at this. There's that. Then the Dragon Suplex. Akiko got up, went to neutralize Akari on the other side of the ring, and that was it. And Ryuki Sojo are moving on. And they are going to face Sakura and Reiko, the Bombshell Club, and either the Hated Gates or American Obsession next episode to determine the #1 contenders for the Wildcats tag team titles. DCA Wildcats is back on the air, and we have had a hell of a night so far, and we're still not done yet because we are getting set for our third qualifier for the Gateway to Heaven ladder match. We're going to find out who's going to be joining Shelly Oliver, Andy Cortez, and Kiva Andrews in that ladder match. And here comes a woman who knows what it's like to be a champion here in DCA. A former Wildcats champion. A former Wildcats tag team champion. The Shadow, Amy Lynn. A card-carrying member of the Succubus Club. But she said it herself. She wants to be a champion again. And the fact is, if she wants that spot, she's got to earn it. Of course, her original formation was part of the Looking Glass with Ovana and Selena Zeta. But then they joined Trixie and Betsy in the Succubus Club and made it one big old happy family. And out of everybody in the Succubus Club other than Betsy, Amy has been the most loyal. Amy has been a fierce soldier, if you will. But now she's facing another former Wildcats champion and a former winner of the Gateway to Heaven ladder match. Lady Beast Mode, Vanessa Price, one of the foundational pieces of this division. And it's been a while since Vanessa Price has been in the main play for the Wildcats title as well. But you know for a fact, she wants to get back to the Wildcats title. She wants to be Wildcats champion again. But can she get there? She's got to win this match first. She's still one of the most popular women in this division, in this company, more or less. This should be an excellent match. Bell rings and here we go. Two former Wildcats champions going at it here. Amy, a former Wildcats champion. Vanessa Price, a former two-time Wildcats champion. Collar and elbow tie-up from both of these women again, but this is going to be, I think both of these women match up pretty well, because if there's one person that can match the speed of Amy Lynn, it is Vanessa Price. Cover now off the German suplex, only a 1 count. But I think what Amy has that that Vanessa doesn't is in the striking department. I think Amy Lynn is a better striker than Vanessa Price. Vanessa likes to ground and pound, likes to slow the pace down. And if that happens, I think that she'll have at least a little bit of an edge in this matchup. But then you have to think, if Amy can use her striking ability and her striking prowess, then that'll give her the edge, as now she gets sent back into the ring by Vanessa. We've seen Vanessa in some of the most hardcore, some of the most violent fights in this company's history. Snap suplex, only a 1 count. Everyone remembers her infamous match with Akira Yukimura back at Revelations 2, that last woman standing match where she first won the Wildcats title, losing it to Morgan Raincroft soon after that, and now big suicide dive. But that was the match that really set Vanessa Price up for success. That was the match that really catapulted and skyrocketed her. As now look at this. Big snap suplex. And I misspoke there, folks, for a second. It was Vanessa Price who beat Morgan Rayncroft at Sacred Ambitions for the Wildcats title. Akira Yukimura beat her at Emergence in that infamous match where she was put out of action for most of season 2, came back, won the Gateway to Heaven ladder match, and then won the Wildcats title from Akira Yukimura, making her a 2-time champion. Losing it in sometime later in season 3, there's a leg drop. Cover. 1, 2, no. But that whole rivalry with Akira was what put both women on the map. And Amy Lynn, big float over, sit out powerbomb. There's 2 and no. For Amy Lynn, she ended up winning the Wildcats title back in season 5. In what many people considered a huge upset. I mean, no one expected Amy Lynn to win the Wildcats title like she did, but she ended up winning it, but lost it 2 episodes later, back to Revy. But it does show in the record book she is a former Wildcats champion, but she has not held that belt. That was Wildcats 100 she won that title. She has not held that title since. But you know for a fact she wants to hold singles gold again. She was a former Wildcats tag team champion earlier this season before Sugar Cats beat her and Betsy Chairshot for those titles. As now, look at this. Snap suplex. And German suplex. The Irish whip in the corner. Amy Lynn in control. And now, suplex in the corner. And a cover. 1, 2, nope. Amy getting a little frustrated that she hasn't been able to put Vanessa Price away yet. And now she's going into a armbar, trying to hyperextend that elbow and hyperextend that arm, but Vanessa Price able to get her way free and now just delivering straight punches to get out of that hold. And like for both of these women, as I said, this is, in my opinion, a must-win for both of these women to get closer back to the Wildcats title. Crossbody avoided by Amy Lynn. And now, cross arm neck breaker. And out to the ropes goes Vanessa. Amy working on the arm now. And wait a minute, arm drag. Vanessa Price back in control now. And big back suplex. Pops up into a leg drop. Nice athleticism by Lady Beast Mode. It takes Amy Lynn down again off of Brett's rope. The most dangerous rope. There's a cover. There's 2 and no. I knew this was going to be an even matchup, but in this whole thing, it's been striking versus speed, if that makes any sense. And now, crucifix pin. 1, 2, no. Irish whip in the corner, big chop, pulls her out, and drop kick to the face. Up top, what's Vanessa looking for? Elbow drop, but Amy rolled out of the way. I don't know if she even knew she did it, but she did. Amy now coming back. Kicks to the leg. Doesn't take her down. Another kick to the leg. That one did. Amy Lynn looking for the last shot to the back of the head. But Vanessa Price able to duck underneath it now. Roll up. 1, 2, no. Amy Lynn avoiding that. Off the ropes, crossbody, no. Vanessa going for this combination again and gets all of it. Moonsault avoided. And now from behind, Amy Lynn drops her. 1, 2, no. Again, back and forth we go here. And flapjack. Amy Lynn up top. Big elbow. Cover. 1, 2, no. Vanessa gets out of the way of that. Vanessa now. Drop kick. But Amy Lynn's going to keep fighting back. Both of these women, like I said, they need this win, in my opinion. Both women don't want to be on the outside looking in at Revelations, especially someone like Vanessa Price. Vanessa went for the moonsault off the apron, while Amy Lynn was on the apron, I should say, and gets a drop kick for her troubles. That was brutal. And now back inside the ring. Now off the ropes, big drop kick by Amy Lynn. No one has ever denied Amy Lynn's talent, but now she gets caught with a German suplex. Bridge pin, no. Like I said, no one's ever denied that Amy Lynn is a talented in-ring performer. No one's denied that. Vanessa Price the same way. Split-legged moonsault. 1, 2, no. Kick to the midsection. Chop. Another one. A third one. And Amy Lynn missing that kick, or at least it got caught, rather. DDT dropped her on her head. Irish whip. Leapfrog. Another one. Back elbow. And now drop kick, no, swatted away. Amy Lynn trying to come back now. Kick to the midsection. Amy, knee, driving her face into the mat. And now sending Vanessa in the corner and a crossbody. Amy Lynn going up top again. What's she thinking here? And a big Meteora. Cover. Referee checking the shoulders. 1, 2, no. And Amy Lynn again, that frustration. She cannot get frustrated right here. She has got to stay focused. Big clothesline. If anyone should really be frustrated, it probably should be Vanessa. Because out of these two women, Vanessa's the one oh, wait a minute, what is this? Good Lord! Tower of London by Amy Lynn. 2. No. And Amy Lynn, went for a clothesline, but got yanked out of the ring. Vanessa now, suicide dive again. But like I was saying, for anyone, if anyone of these two should be frustrated, it should be Vanessa. She has not held the Wildcats championship since 2017, since the 4-year anniversary show, when she lost it when she lost that title to Nadi. Nadi, by the way, who was holding the CCO women's title at the time. So Vanessa has been on a longer drought than Amy Lynn has without that belt. And now what is Vanessa doing? Vanessa, look at that. Jumping all the way to the top for the most overused move in virtual wrestling, the superplex. And the cover. 1, 2, just a 2 count. You want to talk about athleticism, you just saw it. But what's Amy Lynn doing here? Amy going for a butterfly suplex, but it gets countered in a clothesline. And a super kick. And now Vanessa on Brett's rope. What's she thinking? Forearm, no. She hit that earlier. Or at least tried to, and there's a chop block. And now going after that leg with the stretch muffler. The stretch muffler locked in, but gets it broken up. And now Vanessa with a drop kick, but you can see the damage being done. She can't even capitalize. And now look at this. Amy Lynn with a roll up. 1, 2, no. Vanessa reverses it. 1, 2, and now Amy Lynn reverses it. The Wayne K. Hayes approved pin struggle from both of these women. But it's not enough. Vanessa running in, but gets a kick and a forearm. And now Vanessa trying to come back. Off the ropes goes Amy Lynn. Amy Lynn, no. Hammerlock, no. Back elbow. Drop kick. This has been everything we thought it would be from these two women. Counted the forearm. Vanessa from behind. Going for the price check maybe. No. Instead, pump handle back suplex. But again, you can see the damage. Vanessa, every time she hits these big moves, it takes her even longer to stand up on her feet. Kick to the midsection, DDT. And now what's Amy thinking? No, Amy not thinking anything. Off the ropes, clothesline. Nearly takes her head off with it. Drop kick avoided. Vanessa now. Crucifix pin. Crucifix pin. 2, no. Super kick, no. Caught. Kick to the midsection. Oh, missed the chop. Vanessa ducked underneath. And now pump handle. Slam. But can she capitalize? Can Vanessa Price punch her ticket to Gateway to Heaven? From behind, no. Went for the price check. Nobody there. German suplex, got it. If Vanessa hits that price check, it is all over. And I think Amy Lynn is well aware of that. She knows the danger she would be in if she got hit with that. Avoided whatever Vanessa was going for off the apron there. And now sends her back inside the ring. What's Amy thinking here? No, not thinking anything at all. Vanessa caught her with an arm drag. And now Vanessa waiting What's she thinking? Crossbody, nobody home. And moonsault, nobody home. Excuse me, a crossbody, nobody home. And now again, crucifix pin. 1, 2, no. Back and forth we go. But one of these women, back elbow. One of these women are going to move on to Gateway to Heaven and get one step closer to Revelations. And Vanessa Price is hoping that it is her. And now up on the top turnbuckle, what's she thinking? Nope, nothing. Kick to the face. And now Vanessa and Amy going back and forth. Vanessa getting those strikes from Amy Lynn. Went for the last shot again, but Vanessa able to duck underneath. That's the second time she's avoided it in this match. And she's wise to do so, because if she gets hit, both of these women's finishers can come out of nowhere. She hits that last shot, it's over. Vanessa hits the price check, it's over. Vanessa looking to finish it here. Power slam from Brett's throat. 1, 2, no. And I think Vanessa thought that was going to be a 3 count, but it was not. So she's got to figure out something else. Nope. Went for something there. Big tornado kick. Oh my God. She might have knocked her out. 2, 3. Oh. And Vanessa kicks out and Amy can't believe it. Akira's patented move that Vanessa knows all too well. That tornado kick known as the Dragon's Wrath. Amy Lynn, a variation of that. Probably trying to give Vanessa some bad memories or something. I don't know. I've never seen Amy hit that before. Split-legged moonsault again. Cover. 1, 2, no. I know there was a conversation between Suzumi and Amy Lynn a number of weeks ago. I don't know what that was about. German suplex. We're going to see Suzumi in the main event, by the way, against Manami of the Lotus Collective with no ringside interference. I mean, technically no outside interference in it, if you want to call it that, because nobody's allowed a ringside. There's the last shot to the back of the head. Vanessa getting back up and gets another one right when she got up. Didn't see it coming. 2, 3. And Amy Lynn has punched her ticket to Gateway to Heaven. The Shadow gets another opportunity perhaps to go for the Wildcats title. We just saw Obana challenge for it at Death and Defiance. Amy Lynn looking to get a challenge herself, but this time at Revelations, Amy Lynn, the 5th woman advance to the Gateway to Heaven ladder match. What a fight this was. Congratulations to Amy Lynn, moving on to the Gateway to Heaven ladder match in just a few weeks.
We rise with the dawn, hearts beating strong. We march on and on, where we belong. Through fire and pain, we break every chain. Nothing in vain, strength we attain. We are warriors, fighters and survivors. We stand tall, never will we fall. We are warriors, fighters and survivors. In the darkest night, we see the light. We're the fighters, we're survivors. We are warriors, fighters and survivors. We stand tall, never will we fall. We are warriors, fighters and survivors. In the darkest night, we see the light.
Short, sweet, and to the point. Faith Connors wants the Wildcats championship back. And now that she's in the Gateway to Heaven ladder match, she has a first-class ticket to possibly doing just that. She's not been Wildcats champion in a little bit. And she wants that title back. And whether she challenges Beatrix Decker for it, who you know Beatrix has had her issues with Faith, or Amber Stevens, who she has history with as well, we'll see how that shakes out if she's able to win the ladder match. But right now, one of the most tenured tag teams in the game today, the Hated Gates, Brienne Starr and Lexi Gates. And you can see these fans giving them a warm reception here, something I'm not used to, but the Hated Gates, whether you love them or you hate them, you gotta admit, you can't deny these two women are one of the most tenured teams, one of the oldest teams in terms of, ring time in this company. They formed back in season 3, and they have been one of the most dominant teams, former 2-time Wildcats tag team champions. A team that many people could say should have been in the conversation for the Queens of Wrestling tag titles a long time ago. I mean, you can't deny that you have to give these ladies their respect. They haven't turned on each other. They're like sisters, more or less. They have bonded with this team. It's not just a team. It's a way of life for them. But now they're going up against a team that also could say that exact same thing. And a team that has made their intentions perfectly clear. Former 2-time champions in their own right. There they are, Ellie Rose and Envy Price. American Obsession, who returned at Redemption, taking out Bree George and SVR Sugar Kayla, to the point we did not see them since that attack. That was how brutal that attack was. And they made their intentions clear that they wanted the Wildcats tag team titles. They want to be 3-time champions. But to do that, they've got to win tonight and win on the next episode to become #1 contenders. But they have a target on their backs. This Wildcats tag division did not like the fact that they just came in, attacked the champions, and then considered themselves #1 contenders. They did not like that. And now, Bulldog by Ellie Rose. Ellie Rose, a former Wildcats champion. Both of these women, as a matter of fact, all of these women are former world champions, to be completely honest with you. But only one of them in this ring is a current world champion, and that is Envy Price. And now, what is Rianne doing? Rianne, right off the bat with a power bomb on the apron. Like I told you, American Obsession have a target on their backs right now, because the rest of the division did not like the way that they went about claiming themselves as #1 contenders. And now what is this? Rianne, powerbomb off the apron and then kicks Ellie in the face. The Hated Gates are not playing around with American Obsession tonight. Not by a long shot. Brienne Starr is looking to make a statement. And now, just taking it to both women by herself, more or less. And Brienne saying, "Here, let me throw your fiance to you, Envy," and then suplexes her. And I think Ellie Rose is finally done playing games. But so is Rianne. Oh, what is Rianne doing here? Rianne, gut buster into the senton. Like I said, the Hated Gates did not come to play around. Brienne Starr did not come to play around. She is taking it to both women. And now what is this? Forearm. And now Ellie finally getting some kind of offense in. Because they were getting ragdolled for a minute or two. But now, Ellie, it looks like, is getting back in the driver's seat. One thing Ellie Rose does not like to be is embarrassed. And she's been embarrassed plenty in her career. But it was when Envy Price came into the picture that Ellie took on a more aggressive, a more serious focus. And you can say it was Envy's motivation that helped Ellie become the Wildcats champion. Because there was a point in time when Ellie Rose, there was a joke going around where to see how long Ellie Rose was going to last before she got kicked out of the company. Because that was how low on the totem pole she was at one point. But like I said, it was Envy who kind of gave her the life motivation and career motivation that kept her going, and she's still here. She's still kicking. Ellie and Envy are engaged, and now they're both they can both say they've been world champions. Of course, Envy Price, the current Purgatory Pro Wrestling world champion. Go and subscribe to their channel. But you also got, on the other side of the ring, Rianne Starr and Lexi Gates, a team that was formed not because they wanted to, but out of necessity at one point to get into the tag title picture because they felt like their singles careers in DCA weren't going much of anywhere. They were former rivals, as a matter of fact, back at Wildcats Unleashed. When that closed down, they didn't know what to do. They didn't know if they were going to be staying or going with the company. And then they formed this team, and they've been successful ever since. So, two teams formed out of necessity that turned into something much more than that. Of course, Rianne and Lexi aren't engaged like Ellie and Envy are. I don't think they have that kind of they have that kind of a, relationship. It's more like a sisterly thing. I'm 99% sure of that. More or less. 99% sure of that. But the fact is, no matter what, even then, in that case, the Hated Gates, like I said, former two-time Wildcats tag champions, just like American Obsession, they have both of these teams know what it's like to be on the top of the mountain. And now Envy trying to get some revenge for earlier, but Rianne getting some revenge for getting dumped on the back of her head just a moment ago. And now Irish whip in the corner. What's Rianne thinking here? Rianne kicks Envy right in the face. And now tags in Ellie Rose. And Ellie gets flatlined. And now Rianne, seeing that Ellie was going to go after Lexi, got back in the ring. A smart tactic by Ellie Rose. Ellie is one of the most shrewd, one of the most lewd women in all of DCA. Maybe outside of Carmen. But her and Envy are very lewd and crude people. If you know them personally, they would tell you that themselves. And now DDT by Lexi, but only a 1 count. Irish whip off the ropes and big power slam by Ellie. I'm telling you, Ellie Rose has improved her game in the last couple of months. Or really the last few years. I don't even say months, years. She has been a woman who a lot of people wrote off, but are giving her the credit that she deserves for what she's been able to do. And now look at this. Tornado DDT by Lexi. And tag back in to Rianne, who tries to go for a drop kick. And now what's Ellie thinking? Ellie, wait a minute. Beverly Hills hangover. And is she looking? No. Went for something there. And she keeps getting shot down. Shot of obsession. Out of nowhere. Shot of obsession. 2. Got her. Rianne kept blocking from behind. So Ellie said, screw it, and dropped her on her face. Look at this. I think she was trying to go from behind to go into the OCD, but when that didn't work and Rianne kept blocking it, she dropped her on her face. Rianne was out cold, and that was it. And now we know our 4 for next episode. It'll be American Obsession, the Bombshell Club, Sakura and Reiko, and Ryuki Sojo, the winners, face Sugarcast for the Wildcats tag team titles. But coming up next, it's our main event, Manami versus Suzumi, 1-on-1.
Now let's go.
To say that Sin is frustrated and pissed off would be an understatement. She has let her anger get to her. In my person, that's just one man's opinion, but after last episode when Danny Gibbons assaulted her for what I can only assume is all of the negative and, you know, the negative things that she's said about James Dark and his group. For Danny Gibbons, I think it was just a matter of the fact that she respects those guys, and anybody that knows Danny Gibbons knows that she respects those guys. She's been in locker rooms with those guys, all of them. So if anybody would stick up for them, it would be her. But now Sin has a target on Danny Gibbons, and it's only a matter of time before those two square off. But right now, we're getting into our main event. The heavy hitter of the Lotus Collective, Manami, in a rare singles match, taking on a woman who we have not seen in singles action on Wildcats in a long time, and that is Suzumi Yukimura. And there she is, Suzumi, who has made a dent in the whole saga between her family and the Lotus Collective. This has been a real family affair between Izunami's idea of what the Yukimura family should be and Miyako's idea of what the Yukimura family should be. Of course, Suzumi, the daughter of Miyako, Suzumi, Takeru, and Akira, Miyako's children, and Manami, Nezumi, and Suzuka being Izunami's children. That was made perfectly clear when Takeru kind of spilled the beans on Takedown a while back. But that's what this is all about. That's what this whole thing has been about. It's not about titles, even though Suzuka is the current Fever champion. It's not been about titles. It hasn't been about taking over DCA or power or control. It's been about power and control, but not about a company, but about a family. About what a family should mean. And Suzuka has made it her mission to follow Izunami's vision to the letter. And now we are here for this match, our main event of Wildcats 232. It is Suzumi one-on-one with Manami, and no member of the Lotus Collective are allowed at ringside. Miyako and Morgan Raincroft, and even Yuki Marie, who we have not heard from yet, even though we were supposed to hear from her if she was going to accept the challenge for Shattered Midnight, even she's not allowed at ringside. This is going to be one-on-one between these two. And like I said, this is a rare singles match for Manami, the heavy hitter of the Lotus Collective. We have seen the power that this woman possesses. One of the most powerful women, I would think, in the whole DCA locker room. She has taken people's heads off with that lariat of hers that just turns them inside out. We've seen her hit that on Miyako in tag matches. And the Lotus Collective have had the number in 6-woman tags. By the way, they were unsuccessful at challenging for the tag titles, but that was only because of outside interference. But Manami has been really the linchpin of this entire situation, because when she gets in that ring, it is a whole different ball game. But don't count Suzumi out. Suzumi, a former champion in her own right. Maybe not to the levels of Takeru or Akira, but Suzumi does have all the tools to be at that level. She's been taking a few years off, but she's come back solely because of this situation with the Lotus Collective. She was fully intent on staying home. She was done wrestling, more or less, but she came back a few weeks ago and is now embroiled in this whole situation with the Lotus Collective. And now we have what we might have at Shattered Midnight with that tag match if Yuki Marie decides to accept it. And the reason she's taken so long to accept it is because of the stipulations that have been included in the match. And you know how much Yuki does not like match stipulations. But this is the stipulations that have been set by Suzuka. If the Lotus Collective lose, then Trinity can go home with Oseko and Yuki Marie. No questions asked. Done and dusted. But if the Lotus Collective win, that's it. Yuki Marie can no longer ask or demand or anything. Trinity's choice is Trinity's choice. She stays with the Lotus Collective, and that's the end of it. Even though Yuki Marie has said she will continue to pursue her no matter what, those are the stipulations. And she also knows that Yuki Marie is a woman of her word, just like her mother. If she accepts this match, if she accepts this challenge, and she loses, she's got to honor her word. And I think that's why Suzuka did that, because she knows that Yuki Marie will have to honor her word, otherwise she's a hypocrite. If she accepts it and says, okay, I can't go after Trinity again, and then she decides to keep going after Trinity, she's a hypocrite. And that's what Suzuka expects. That's what she wants. She wants Yuki to be labeled as a hypocrite, just for the sheer fun of it. Just to say, see, Oseko, we were right all along. You don't care about family. So Yuki Marie has a big decision to make. If she does this, she can't be afraid to fight Trinity this time. She's got to go after her this time. And that's what her Advent Unity sisters have been trying to tell her too. She can't just be so hesitant. She's got to fight. If she has to fight Trinity, she's got to fight Trinity. Suzumi with a splash, only a 1 count. And now Brett's rope. No. Went for something, but Manami got out of the way, and then a bulldog. Manami, like I said, one of the most powerful women on the Wildcats roster. Look at this. Look at this. Just driving her down to the mat. And now look at this. Just by the neck. And just gave her a shot to the midsection. And big shot again. Just heavy hands from Manami, but Suzumi's foot was underneath the rope. Oh, shot to the back of the head and a knee. That might drive her down, but will it keep her down though? 2. Just a 2 count, but she finally got a 2. And now Manami just like that gets back in the match. Doesn't even take her long. Just a few shots and Suzumi's already down to the canvas. And I think for Suzumi to be successful, she has got to use her speed as she's using right here. But then she gets caught and gets dropped. Again, it doesn't even take that long for Manami to get back in the game. If I had to compare Manami to anybody, it would probably be someone like Pyra. Tall, strong, and dominant. That is what Manami has been since she has arrived in DCA. She has rarely been taken off her feet. She's rarely lost a match. I don't think she's been pinned at all by anybody. This woman, I don't think, can be stopped. And I find it hard for Suzumi to find a way to beat her tonight. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying she can't. I'm just saying it's going to be a very difficult task. And now, oh, got out of the way of that. And now look at this. Rolling crucifix pin. 1, 2, no. And that's what she's got to do. She has got to use her speed, but Manami's power just too much. Like I said, and now most overused move in virtual wrestling, superplex. And from a woman that big doing that so hard. Uh-oh. What's she thinking here? Clothesline, no. If she hit that clothesline, that might have been the end of it. There's another knee. And big forearm taking Manami down. And frog splash, nobody home. And big slam by Manami. And another slam cover. 1, 2, no. And Manami getting frustrated. And now, what's Manami thinking here? And drops her over the ropes. Oh my, but Suzumi's back up. Big super kick. Again, just one move and Manami is back in the driver's seat. In the corner. No. And another forearm. Suzumi up top. No. Got out of the way of that. And running in. Drop kick. But you can tell this, the damage has been done to Suzumi for sure. And drop kick. And now Suzumi up top. What's this? Diving code breaker. That might be it. 1, 2, no. Suzumi finally seems like she's getting some momentum on her side. But then Manami with a kick. I'm telling you, this woman, This woman is very dangerous. Going for another slam. No, DDT. Manami finally seems like she's on the defensive. And now Suzumi, head scissors. And now going up top, what's this? Big splash. 1, 2, no. And Suzumi now lining her up for something. But Manami, oh, finally she's getting back to her feet. But runs in to those strikes and another uppercut. What does Suzumi have to do to put Manami down for a 3 count is what I need to know. What is it going to take? Because she's kept her down, but she has not kept her down long enough for a 3 count, and that's what the dangerous part is. Drop kick, no, swatted away. That drop kick rolled out of. Suzumi now again drives her head down. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell? Oh my God, Manami getting some backup from Suzumi, but there's Yuki. I guess this doesn't violate the order because they're not at ringside, they're on the ramp. And I guess Yuki, by more her actions and not her words, is basically giving Suzumi the okay that she will be a part of that match at Shattered Midnight. That Yuki will be in that match. But she didn't see from behind. Manami with the lariat. That vicious lariat. The cover. 2. No. Suzumi. No one has kicked out of that lariat until tonight. Suzumi, sunset flip. 1, 2, no. And now kick to the midsection. And a shining wizard. But you can see Suzumi can't even capitalize. She doesn't know where she is. Manami is still out cold. Suzumi trying to find her way back. There's another knee. And now, what's she thinking? Oh, kick to the midsection. Caught. Spun around. Oh no, what is this? Jesus! Uranagi. And now, there's the lariat again! She put so much power into it that she turned herself inside out. There's a cover, hook in the leg. 1, 2, 3. And Manami gets the victory. I would say with some assistance by Suzumi, but let's be honest, Manami didn't need that much of it. Cause that lariat, after she hit it the first time, Suzumi was loopy and just did her best to fight, but Manami, look at this, caught the foot and then watch the impact of this Uranagi. Bam! And then picks her up. And then listen to this. Listen to the impact. Good Lord. Threw her whole body into that lariat. And then hooks the leg for good measure. And gets the 3 count. And Manami wins it for the Lotus Collective. And speaking of the Lotus Collective, Yuki is still fighting Suzumi in the back. And Suzumi, we now know at Shattered Midnight it will be Suzumi, Manami, Suzuka, and Trinity against the team of Morgan Rayncroft, Miyako, Suzumi, and Yuki Marie in that high-stakes matchup where if Yuki wins, Trinity can go back with her, but if she loses, Trinity stays with the Lotus Collective. And Yuki is taking it to Suzumi right now. Suzumi tried to get the jump, but Yuki was prepared for it. And she is taking it to Suzumi right now. In a way, oh, wait a minute, there's Trinity right there. And I don't think Yuki sees her. And Trinity walking away. That's what this whole thing has been about for Yuki, to try and find her. And there she is. Now she sees her. And she is running after her. All she wants to do is talk from what she said. She wants to talk her out of this whole thing. But now there's Suzuka. Suzuka, who has been attached to Trinity like attached at the hip to her ever since this thing started. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no. Slamming that car door into the hand of Yuki Marie. And if it was up to Suzuka, she doesn't want Yuki Marie to make it to Shattered Midnight at all. She does not. Oh no, not again. Not that hand again. Again. She is trying to break that hand. She is trying to break the hand of Yuki Marie if it hasn't been broken already. And now back into that rental car. And again. And Oseiko's already left the building. I don't even think she knew that Yuki was here. Uh-oh. Off the car door. Off that car hood. Suzuka wants to make sure that Yuki, like I said, doesn't make it to Shattered Midnight. And now. Oh my God! Through the car window! Suzuka just put Yuki Marie's head through that car window. And meanwhile, Suzumi's still in the ring. Finally getting to her feet. Wait a minute, somebody's coming through the crowd. It's Izunami! Izunami with a chair! The Lotus Collective! This is the most violent we have seen them! And I think it's because Izunami realizes that this match at Shattered Midnight, that's how important this is to determine the future of the Yukimura family. And Izunami isn't afraid to get her hands dirty. She is not afraid to get her hands dirty if that's what it means, if that's what it takes. And now look at this. Look at this. Just wrenching on the Suzumi, who may already have a busted neck. We need to get some help out here right now.